What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So in this video we're gonna go on a little trip and also got some workout footage for this video. It's gonna be kind of a training vlog slash I guess day in the life vlog type video. So I'm just gonna be going for a camp and make some content there. I'm also making a reel while doing this. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see you in the camp and I'll try to record something for the video itself. And I'm doing the reel at the same time, so we'll see. Something. So what's up guys, we have arrived at the camp and yeah, we're just gonna set up a fire and stuff and see what happens. Pick up some food. I'm gonna make some content and yeah, chill. So I made some content, did some camping and whatnot, and now we're going back home into my car and yeah, fuck. So welcome back to another video guys and a gym vlog. Hope you enjoyed the little camping montage footage. Not a lot of talking usually. I didn't really just doing kind of multiple things at the same time, so I didn't really maybe focus so much on the talking vlogging part, but I also made a video there and a bunch of other content. But in this specific little vloggy section I'm going to be talking about PRs, aesthetics, pushing, and right now this week I'm actually having a deload. So sometimes growth means kind of doing the opposite thing, which is, I've been training really hard lately and, pushing myself on the sets, doing a couple of intense sets per exercise usually. But, I've been feeling very tired and need of a deload and reflected and focused more now on just deloading this week, taking it easier, letting my body recover so I can push harder the next week. And actually, sometimes just deloading and doing less allows you to grow more. So in that way, you're actually going to make more progress by not pushing so hard on yourself. And you can really find the progress within yourself. But yeah, I have some physique update at the end. It's kind of like, I look like a little bit fluffier maybe, but not like much. Gained a little bit of weight, but it's kind of like eating slash not cardio optimally, but it's I'm also having a deload week, so it's kind of taking it easier, to be honest, on the cardio, and it's not like I'm pushing crazy runs or doing crazy cardio, so I'm kind of just taking it easier. My goal is to grow, and of course I'm still gonna be fine, there's no problems here. And it's important to also not overstep your mind, because your mindset is definitely key in the long term when training, is not going overboard with your thinking and overthinking of everything, because that will get you to a mind state where you're not going to be able to make progress and you're going to feel much stressed about everything. Instead of coming from a place of peace and stillness, you can really use that in any area of your life. Right now I train about 5 times a week. My split is kind of arm day slash whatever else is left, like neck or something, and which is actually in this footage is primarily an arm day slash whatever else neck I'm doing. And then I got chest and back, legs a couple of times a week, and then some upper body day on Monday, basically, where I do kind of everything from arms back to chest and abs. So that's kind of just an upper day straight up, which works out pretty well for me. And the split kind of allows me to recover enough and also have enough space between exercises, to be honest. I mean, strength-wise right now, obviously, 6 months ago, I was still in a bulk, pretty much mid-ish bulk, so I was hitting some strength numbers, but it's not hugely different to what I'm hitting right now. I'm pretty much at a way lower, for my peak bulk, I'm 20 kilos lower, and I'm hitting way better numbers than I was hitting. So it's pretty much just I've lost a bunch of weight, I look better, I feel better, and etc. And I also hit better PR, so it's it's way better than it was before. And being fluffy and just kind of bulked up didn't really suit me at this point in my training career, where I've trained for almost pretty much 5 years. And it doesn't make sense. Recomping just feels way better for me right now. And just, I'd say recovery patterns are also better. You know, um, it's not really just about looks. It's not really just about strength. I think having a combination and balance of everything in life is important, to be honest, in my opinion. In training, it doesn't really matter what else it is, to be honest. So basically, the reason I decided to deload is just because of fatigue, purely, nothing like really else. Like, otherwise, I feel pretty fine mentally. I feel spiritually fine, whatever you want to say. Like, I feel fine in every other area. It's just, I would say physical fatigue is the main reason I started deloading. And right now, what I'm doing in my deload, specifically the deload, is reducing volume, as well as like taking it easier on sets, in terms of like not pushing so much to like failure, and also just lowering the weight, but maybe by a specific amount. I'm kind of just going by auto regulation feel in my body, what feels good. I'm not pushing hard, so that I can just recover, which is the most important part. You can still push a bit, but like the idea is obviously to recover. So I'm not like taking this week so serious, basically. And this also allows me, since I'm doing very low volume, so like one set maybe per exercise specifically, I have a lot more time to maybe really do like crazy warm-ups maybe, but I do definitely like stretching and mobility work, which has a little bit of time, and maybe massage if I can get them or whatever. I Otherwise, like, sleep stays the same, food stays the same, supplementation stays the same. And of course, I'm trying to eat the best I can, supplement the best I can, sleep the best I can, to my ability to recover better. I'd say there's definitely been a lot of mindset shifts, in terms of like, I don't know if it's ego inherently, but it's like intention of training. I'd say like, I definitely have had a lot of years where I trained very hard, which is, I guess, is fine when you're like young and you're like, when you push yourself, you get that young vigor. I've heard a lot of other guys talk about that as well. You get that young vigor, want to be shredded, you want to be this and that. And um maybe you have a fear of losing progress if you're not pushing hard. Many people talk about like, they take a week off or two and they realize, damn, like, I'm making more progress now because I just took this deload. And it feels like weakness because you're not pushing yourself sometimes. Maybe it's even at work. It doesn't matter if it's even gym. Like, maybe you're pushing yourself at work really hard and you're exhausting yourself. Like, I don't know, maybe you're working 14 hours or 16 hours, you're skipping nights and working on your business. Like, at the end of the day, it might come off very unhealthy and you're exhausting yourself to the point. And this is the same thing in the gym we can apply. It's just a tool for longevity and feeling better. And it's a mindset of peace, not having this huge pressure to perform, I guess, and trusting God in your long term vision, even in like rest, and learning the importance that it's not weak to rest, because rest can fulfill its own role of work in a sense. Also, it's like you're allowing your physical body to recover, you're allowing the mental side to recover, maybe even like spiritual recovery in a sense. Like, you're allowing yourself to recover in many different ways when you rest. So it's just like, I would say, very important for you to take that mindset shift to your life. And it's very hard to let go of control in that area of your life, especially if you're a person who naturally likes to push very hard. And it's like, never give up, always keep pushing hard and, exhausting yourself. If you're that kind of a person, then I understand where you're coming from, because that's where I've been in a long time myself, for years, where I've always been this kind of like naturally a pushy, maybe, I don't know, competitive person, but like, especially like, I just like to push myself and improve. So basically, with this longevity in mind and my long-term vision, I definitely want to still grow my entire body, of course, and that's my future physique goal, is just to be extremely jacked. To be honest, I don't know what else to say. Not like, I don't know, Arnold jacked or something crazy. Like, just being bigger and more aesthetic. Especially my arms, I'm definitely like feeling, and the shoulders are like a key area to grow, to make you look bigger. My back looks alright, of course. Everything can be bigger, but it's not like crazy amounts that I care so much in the bigger parts, like chest and everything. But everything can be kind of a little bit bigger, more aesthetic. You can always be leaner, they say. But leaner and bigger, I guess. I guess if I had to say an ideal future physique, it would be probably around 90 kilograms and being like looking kind of like shredded, almost at 90 kilograms. So like big and lean at the same time. That would be an ideal goal to achieve. Definitely going to take some years and time to achieve that goal, for sure. But you never know how fast you go. It really depends what you figure out and how you go along your path. Some people make crazy progress in a year or figure some things out, and even later stages in lifting. Um, I don't know if I specifically have any lifts I want to master. Of course, I also want to improve my form, I would say, in every lift, whether that's like bench, deadlift, or squat. Like maybe bar placement, just better handling of form, like no butt coming off the bench, or, on the Romanian deadlift, keep your back maybe a tiny bit straighter. It's not a huge deal, but I'd say my deadlift is probably my best lift out of all three, like even in form, even with like backgrounding, it just gives me strength. Um, Bench and squat form is more that I would focus on, maybe, but it kind of also depends what weight you happen to use on those lifts and how much that affects the position, how you feel when you're doing the exercise. But you also want to push yourself and not be, to be honest, like witty um about it. So otherwise, like beyond aesthetics, of course, I want to get stronger. I enjoy lifting heavy weights. I obviously want to hit a 300 kg deadlift within my life, preferably. And those kind of goals I've had in mind for a long time. Hitting maybe a 4 plate bench at least and stuff like that. So definitely a lot of those kind of physique goals and strength goals going for me right now. But like right now, I would say what's next in the long term and short term. Obviously, I just explained the long term. The short term, I just want to grow bigger arms, to be honest, right now, and shoulders. That's probably like my main like visual thing I would like to see improve in my physique. Otherwise, I don't really care that much. My goal is to get stronger, and to get stronger and bigger at the same time kind of makes sense, and that's how you grow overall. Um, I'm obviously seeking some balance here as well in terms of like rest and pushing myself hard in the gym. That's for sure important. You constantly feel like you're in this kind of like pushing yourself beast mode, but you're feeling kind of drained, then you have to kind of ask yourself, like, are you doing the right thing? Because at that point, your body is kind of trying to tell you, like, maybe it's time to slow down, maybe it's time to take a rest and, be a bit more peaceful and just not push yourself hard. Take a week or two off, see how you feel. Maybe you feel better and stronger when you come back, and then you can push yourself again. It's not weakness to also recover, you might be a Viking warrior, but sometimes you need to just, listen early to your body. Sometimes a lot of people, they have an ego and they push through things. Like they do squats. I know guys who do squats with their ribs hurting for a lot, like months, till they just pop off, and it's like, why are you doing this? It doesn't make any sense. So just think about that. Maybe journal about it or something. But yeah, I'm happy with my physique. It's progressing. Strengths hitting some PRs here and there. Mindset is getting better, and it is pretty much getting better in training. I hope you guys enjoyed the little vlogging part, something different for this video, and the little mindset yaps and physique yaps and strength training goals and whatever. Hope this motivates you. Thank you for watching, and God bless. There's a will, there's a way. Physique looking pretty good, I have to say. See you in the next video.